Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. This week in Port Charles was full of twists, confrontations, and dangerous revelations. From shocking returns to explosive escapes, the characters found themselves pushed to the edge. Let's dive right in. Willow's worry began to spiral when Scout ran away after hearing unsettling news about Drew. Deeply concerned, Willow confided in Alexis and Liz. They immediately took action, searching everywhere until Molly located Scout at the Quartermain stables, where she was with Cody. There in the quiet with animals and open fields, Scout's emotional state was exposed. Alexis decided Scout would stay with Willow for however long she needed to, seeking warmth, understanding, and protection from the storms Drew has stirred. Tensions rose elsewhere. Lulu grounded Charlotte, upset that Charlotte had taken Scout from camp without telling anyone, but Charlotte stood her ground, believing what she did was right in that moment to help Scout. Meanwhile, in Willow's home, a different kind of danger contracted. Ava and Christina continued their careful cover-up of Rick's absence, resorting to drugging him, changing his passwords, and forging explanations of his disappearance under the guise of a digital detox. Their plan wrapped in deceit, but each step revealed layers of their loyalty, fear, and ambition. It's striking how friendships and alliances are being tested in Port Charles this week. Investigations into Drew's shooting heated up. At the PCPD, Anna, Dante, and Chase went over all possible suspects. Michael, Alexis, Nina, and Tracy among them. Each has motive, each has secrets. Dante, always pushing hard, tried to pin down alibis. Michael's movement that night became a central concern. Dante, not fully convinced by the stories, pressed for proof. Jack found himself growing more frustrated than usual, this time with Joss and Vaughn. Their cryptic behavior, their secretive actions, and their lack of communication pushed Jack to make a bold move. He offered Valentine a deal. If Valentine assisted Jack in tracking down Colette, Jack would ensure Charlotte could visit Valentine. Valentine agreed, but only under conditions. He required Charlotte to come see him first, a small but emotionally heavy demand. At 5 Poppies, Pascal held more than one secret. He revealed that Joss and Vaughn were being used as test subjects for his cold fusion project. That in itself is chilling. But the stakes got personal when Jason found Britt in her lab, discovering what Pascal had done. He learned that both Vaughn and Joss were tied up nearby, threatened and used as pawns. And worse, Pascal had rigged an ankle monitor on Britt to explode, her life literally timed and determined by Pascal's twisted science. Jason didn't hesitate. He burst into the compound that had become a death trap. Fists thrown, guards overwhelmed, time running out. With raw urgency, he reached Britt and managed, with only minutes to spare, to disarm the explosive on her ankle. The compound itself exploded not long after as Jason, Britt, Joss, and Vaughn escaped in the chaos. It was nail-biting, it was heroic. Danger edged every moment. Elsewhere, questions of truth and cover-ups consumed Michael. After being named by Drew as a suspect in the shooting, Michael pressed Jacinda to back his alibi. He orchestrated a scenario, making sure he would be seen leaving Jacinda's bathroom just as Dante came in to question her. The timing precise, the deception intentional. Michael knows Dante doubts him, but Michael also knows that perception matters. Having Jacinda stick to her story could be all he needs to muddy the investigation. Lulu, torn between loyalties, made a heartbreaking decision. Jack came to Lulu with a proposition: help him secure Valentine access to Charlotte in exchange for assistance with his own case. Lulu refused. She couldn't bring Charlotte into ambiguity, even for Jack's sake. But Jack warned that, one day, Charlotte's value in the situation might force her hand. Power, custody, feeling trapped between love and the machinations of others. Back at 5 Poppies, in the aftermath of the escape, revelations shattered quiet assumptions. Jason couldn't share the full truth with Carly about why he went to Croatia. Joss had made him promise. He felt the strain of secrecy, of loyalty, of the weight that comes when promises are made under dangerous circumstances. Meanwhile, Liz confronted Lucas with something she'd thought she'd never have to say again. The bridge is back. She was alive. Britt had faked her own death, and hearing those words released a quake across Port Charles. Albrecht fainted stunned. Nina and Lulu and Dante, each of them tried to process what it meant that Britt had been lying, hiding under a collapsing web of her own design. Britt explained that the dying Heather Weber attack had been real, but that her own death was entirely staged. She didn't want family watching her suffer from Huntington's disease, didn't want them to see her fade. That fear led her down a path of deception. Liesel, upon learning this, slapped Britt, an impulsive reaction, but deeply human. Betrayal cut deep. Also rippling outward from this revelation, Sunny and Brick, allies with fierce hearts, plotted together behind Drew's back. Brick arranged for big money, $1 million in the judge's bank account, to be deposited. He revealed that he had been in Drew's house the night of his shooting, though that complicates more than clears. He had left before the shot rang out. With that deposit, with that presence, his loyalties, motives, and leverage shifted. Carly's influence on Drew and her denials about Michael's involvement pulled her further into this tangle. But she stood firm in her belief. Michael didn't shoot Drew. Meanwhile, Anna updated Jason about Joss's spy status. She admitted she had manipulated him. She couldn't share certain truths because of loyalty to her duty, because of treason ramifications. Yet it was painful. Jason felt betrayed, protective, conflicted between the trust he put in Anna and the secrets she carried. Other lives were shaken. Portia ended things with Isaiah. She looked exhausted. Isaiah said he'd wait, if however long Portia needed to decide. Romantic threads frayed. Hearts hurt. In subtle corners of this week, love and loyalty were tested just as much as danger. In a moment of desperation, shared to Lucas that Carly had threatened to kill Drew. But when pushed, Carly claimed she was with Brennan during that time. Liz, troubled by the inconsistency, knew the truth would come out, somehow. Drew, feeling cornered, warned Willow that framing Michael for the shooting could help her win custody of her children. In his mind, vulnerable as he is, this was strategy. Control. Leverage. But those kind of moves always come with consequences. Tests on Drew showed something alarming. The bullet lodged near his spine might mean long-term damage, though no paralysis. Lucas explained that. The threat loomed, physical as well as political. It added another layer to Drew's vulnerability, in the public eye and in private moments. Later, Kai visited Drew, and Drew asked him to retrieve items from a safe, items that might shift power or proof. Kai refused. The ways in which allies can betray, or refuse, become defining. Carly urged Lulu to consider letting Charlotte see Valentine, for the sake of the child. She warned that otherwise, Charlotte may grow to resent those decisions as she grows older. Nina also weighed in. The child caught between adults' decisions. The weight of innocence in all of this. Albrecht also showed up in a small but meaningful way, helping Rocco, who had been hurt chasing Outback the dog. Rocco needed stitches. Pain in small moments is just as real as in big ones. When Dante, Lulu, and Nina later thanked her at the hospital, it was a recognition. Even with all her contentious history, Albrecht can still matter in moments of humanity. By week's close, the list of suspects at PCPD had shifted. Curtis moved higher on that list. Because shadows from the past, connections, resentments cannot be outrun. The investigation's timelines narrowed. Alibis became fragile. Friends became possible foes. Through all the chaos, ghosts from the past re-emerged. Secrets that were believed buried, choices made under fear, loyalties stretched beyond breaking. The week ended on a note that even though Britt is back, the ground beneath Port Charles is more unstable than it has been in a long time. Hearts betrayed, alliances broken, lives endangered. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.